If you're flying in 2025, you need to hear this. TSA just made some major changes, and if you're not prepared, you could get stopped at security, or worse, miss your flight. Stay with me because some of these changes are actually shocking. Let's talk about the TSA changes for 2025. If you ask most people, they can't stand the TSA rules nor do they like the process. But love them or hate them, they're the gatekeepers of air travel, making sure our flights are safe and secure. And every year, just when you think you've mastered the airport shuffle, shoes off, laptop out, liquids in a tiny Ziploc bag, they switch things up on us again. 2025 is no different. And I guess they know some things that we don't know, ahead of time. So, if you are as curious as I am, then we want to know, don't we? Yes, we do, because it helps us prepare for our next adventure. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, has rolled out some major changes that could impact your next trip, whether you're a frequent flyer or just trying to make it through security without causing a scene. Some of these updates are meant to speed things up, finally, while others are a bit more, let's just say, controversial. Either way, knowing what's coming will save you a lot of stress and possibly a few embarrassing moments at the checkpoint. So, what's new? Let's break it down. Say goodbye to boarding passes at TSA checkpoints. TSA is ditching something we've used for years. And honestly, this one could be a game changer. But will it make travel easier or just another hassle? Let's break it down. You know that frantic moment when you're juggling your suitcase, phone, Idaho, and boarding pass, trying to show everything at once without dropping it all? Well, good news. TSA is eliminating one of those steps. Yes, this is one of the TSA changes that many passengers will love. Instead, TSA officers will verify your identity using biometric technology, primarily facial recognition, linked directly to the airline's database. You'll simply scan your face, and boom, the system will confirm your flight details. This is already being tested in select airports, and by 2025, it's expected to be more widespread. Now, some folks are excited about the efficiency, while others are raising concerns about privacy. TSA insists the data isn't stored long-term, but if you're skeptical about facial recognition, you might want to read the fine print before stepping up to the scanner. Heads up, travelers, listen. If your laptop or tablet is dead at security, you could be in big trouble. TSA just tightened the rules, and you won't believe how strict they've gotten. Remember the days when you could just toss your laptop into a bin and call it a day? Well, TSA is tightening up security for electronic devices in 2025. If you're traveling with anything larger than a smartphone, laptops, tablets, gaming consoles, even some external hard drives, you may be required to power them on during screening. That happened to me recently when I was coming back from a trip to Jamaica. I hadn't used my laptop in a few days, and I was taken aside for additional screening. When the agent asked me to remove my laptop, I started to worry that it wouldn't power on. But, lucky for me, it did. Why is this one of the TSA changes to take seriously? And why are they doing this? TSA wants to ensure these devices aren't being tampered with or used for anything shady. A dead laptop battery could now mean extra screening, delays, or even missing your flight. So before you head to the airport, make sure your devices are charged. Otherwise, you might find yourself scrambling for an outlet while the rest of the line sighs in frustration behind you. You might think you're flying under the radar, but TSA's new system might randomly pick you for extra screening, even if you did everything right. Here's why. You might be thinking, wait, isn't TSA screening already random? Well, yes and no. In 2025, TSA is introducing a more advanced system that randomly selects passengers for additional screening using AI-driven risk assessment. Yes, I just said the annoying term that many people complain about, and that is AI, which is artificial intelligence. This means that even if you have TSA pre-check or clear, you might still get flagged for an extra security check. The goal is to make screenings less predictable, keeping potential threats guessing. The downside? More travelers may experience delays, even if they've followed all the rules. And they may also encounter longer security lines. So if you usually breeze through security, don't be too shocked if you suddenly get pulled aside for a surprise bag check or a swab test. I guess those who hate AI are going to hate it even more. You know I am cracking up right now, since my video editing is AI generated and some people don't like it. It's so ironic though. But I am really just kidding. Well, kind of. But in all seriousness, AI is not going anywhere. It is just a tool to make our lives easier. So don't get stuck on the fact that you don't like it. This is one of the TSA changes that you have to get on board with, whether you like it or not. So you just dropped $50 on duty-free perfume or a fancy bottle of tequila, only to have TSA snatch it away at security. Sounds ridiculous, right? Well, here's what's happening in 2025. If you love stocking up on duty-free liquor or fancy perfumes at the airport, pay close attention. TSA is tweaking the rules on liquids purchased after security. Yes, this is one of the TSA changes you must know about. In an effort to close security loopholes, certain airports may start requiring duty-free liquids to be placed in tamper-proof bags with additional screening at connecting flights. Now, why and what is the rationale behind duty-free restrictions, you may be asking? Well, there has been concerns about the potential for dangerous substances to be smuggled through duty-free purchases. While this won't affect every traveler, if you have a layover in the United States after an international flight, you may have to go through additional security screening before boarding your next flight. That means your perfectly wrapped bottle of tequila might be opened or confiscated if it doesn't meet the new guidelines. Moral of the story? If you're buying liquids, ask the duty-free shop about TSA's latest requirements before you check out. Okay, can you imagine skipping the long airport security lines like a VIP? Well, TSA is finally making it easier to get pre-check and global entry. But wait, there's a catch. Let's continue. Okay, here's the catch. One of the TSA changes that we must talk about is the expansion programs that can benefit travelers who are looking for a smoother process. If you haven't already enrolled in TSA PreCheck or Global Entry, 2025 might be the year to do it. TSA is expanding its Trusted Traveler programs, offering faster and efficient processing for more travelers. They're adding more enrollment centers and even testing a fully online renewal process. For frequent flyers, this is a game changer. PreCheck means no removing shoes, belts, or laptops at security, while Global Entry speeds up customs clearance when returning to the U.S. There's even talk of combining certain benefits with Clear, which uses biometric scanning for an even faster experience. Of course, these programs aren't free, but for anyone who flies often, they're worth the investment. With TSA making security even stricter in 2025, having that fast-track option could save you a ton of time and less frustration. Okay, I hope you got some value from these TSA changes, and I am going to go a step further to add a special bonus change TSA will implement soon. Yes, let's talk about TSA's crackdown on fake IDs and real ID enforcement. Think your regular driver's license will get you through TSA? Think again. After May 7th, 2025, thousands of travelers will be turned away at security. Here's how to make sure you're not one of them. In 2025, TSA is cracking down on fake IDs and tightening enforcement of the new Real ID requirements. Starting May 7th, 2025, all U.S. travelers must have a Real ID compliant driver's license or another acceptable form of identification, like a passport, to board domestic flights. TSA is rolling out advanced AI-powered scanners that can detect fraudulent documents more accurately than ever before. If your ID is damaged, expired, or doesn't meet Real ID standards, you could be denied entry past security. Some travelers might not even realize their current driver's license isn't Real ID compliant until they get stopped at the checkpoint. How to avoid last-minute surprises? Well, first, check your driver's license for a gold star. That's the mark of a Real ID. If your state hasn't issued one yet, visit your DMV as soon as possible to upgrade. Otherwise, make sure to carry a passport or another TSA-approved form of identification. Now that you know what's changing in 2025, are you actually ready for it? Let me know which rule you think will affect you the most in the comment section. And hey, if you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more travel updates. At the end of the day, TSA's changes in 2025 are a mix of convenience, security, and, let's be honest, a little less frustration. Facial recognition and expanded trusted traveler programs could make flying smoother, but stricter rules for electronics and liquids might catch some travelers off guard. Want to know the best way to avoid travel stress? Stay updated on TSA changes and regulations before your trip. Check their website, read up on new policies, and give yourself extra time at the airport. If you're a frequent traveler, consider enrolling in a trusted traveler program to avoid unnecessary delays. And if all else fails, take a deep breath, pack some patience, and remember, you're one step closer to your destination. Which changes do you think will affect you the most? Do you think these TSA changes are fair? Let me know in the comment section. Please make sure you know the new rules and changes so you can be prepared for your next trip. And hey, why not download my free ebook, Top 5 Travel Scenarios and How to Solve Them? You'll get some cool tips that could save your next trip from disaster. And stay tuned because a full 25 travel scenario guide is coming soon. Please take a few minutes to check out the links in the description. Anything you purchase will help to support the channel. Thanks in advance for doing so. And don't forget to visit the YouTube shopping area below the video. I value your support. Please also share this video with your friends and family. This is your channel host Cheryl saying until next time. Safe travels. And oh, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.